Consider the following code snippet. You are given a snippet like this and are asked to analyze the snippet. So for example, in this particular code, you are asked how many iterations does the loop go through. As you can see from the for loop, the loop goes for 5 iterations. That is when I is 0, I is 1, I is 2, I is 3, and I is 4. Once I is 5, the loop is exited and the printf that is outside the loop is executed. So the loop goes 5 times. And what is the console output when the following code snippet is executed? Now this is a slightly more tougher problem, and you might want to follow the method that I'm going to teach you now. Whenever I get problems like these, I'm going to draw some lines here, some vertical lines and some horizontal lines. Okay, so initially count is 15. Then you have I equals to 0. At this stage, the condition is checked and it comes out to be true. So you go inside the loop and you execute count equals to count plus 10. The current value of count is 15. 10 is added to it and stored back in count. Therefore, this becomes count equals to 25. Then you print the value of count. So it's going to print 25. Next, that's the end of the first iteration. Next, I is incremented. So I becomes 1. The condition is true again. So you go inside the loop and you add 10 to the previous value of count. So count is now 35. It's going to print the value of count. And that's the end of the second iteration. Now I is 3 or I is 2. The condition is true. 10 more is added to count. And the value of count is printed. Next, I is incremented. I goes to 3. Condition is true. 10 more is added to count. So count goes to 55. And you print the value of count, which is 55. You increment I again. I goes to 4. Condition is true. Since 4 is less than or equals to 4 is true. 10 more is added to count. And the value of count is printed. I is incremented. But the condition now fails because 5 less than or equals to 4 is a false. Therefore, count is not executed. So the loop is skipped basically, and you execute done. So you're asked, what is the console output when this is executed? So it's going to be the output of all the printfs that were executed. Therefore, it would be 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, and done. And the third part is, what is the final value stored in the variable count? Now you have to go to the last iteration where count was modified, and that was 65. Therefore, count is equals to 65. This is how you analyze programs. No matter what level of programming you know, whether you are a novice or you're an expert, this is what most programmers do.